Okay, so we're going to go over a reading problem and discuss the methods for solving it. Go to the question. All right, so the question states, let's move this out of the way. It is no secret that the global healthcare system is in despair, right? And it goes on and on and on to some stuff. So what are we about to get into here? Okay, what are we supposed to be looking for when we come across a reading problem? We start reading it. All right, these two questions are very important because if you read it and you don't know what you're reading for, it's very easy to get confused and lost. What you're reading for is the main idea, the main topic of that paragraph. That's it. Okay? Well, that's almost it. That, and you're looking for the um, the instructions on how to achieve that topic or goal, right? So you want the main idea and how to achieve the main idea. Those are the two things you're looking for, okay? And it's only going to be one main idea per paragraph. And they're going to have steps, usually about two or three steps outlined in the paragraph on how to accomplish that main idea. And those are the things you're looking for, okay? Because that's what they're going to ask you questions. They're going to ask you the question of what's the main idea, and they're going to ask you how do you achieve the main idea? How do you achieve the goal, right? Now, the trick with the reading questions is that they're not going to ask you those questions directly. They're going to find the most confusing backhanded way to ask you those same questions. What is the main idea? They'll try to ask you that without even mention the word main idea. They'll ask you some question that abstractly, relates to the main idea, and then the answer turns out to be you're looking at in the answer list and it's the main idea. Okay. And then how to achieve that goal or main idea, same deal. They're going to ask you in a backwards kind of way. Right. So that's the bad news. The good news is they're going to make it very apparent, very like a ton of bricks in your head, what the main idea is in the paragraph as you're reading it, because they're going to keep repeating it over and over and over and over again. And then as you get to the parts where they start telling you how to achieve that main idea, you're just gonna make mental notes. Okay, that's one. Okay, that's two. Okay, that's three. Usually they give you about two or three, right? And then in the end, if sometimes they have like this one, they have a paragraph and then their closing paragraph. In the closing paragraph, they're just gonna restate what they said in the first part. So now you walk away, knowing the main idea, and you know how to achieve the main idea, and that's what they're going to ask you questions on for that paragraph. So let's go ahead and do an example. It is no secret that the global healthcare system is in despair. Because of the healthcare system in other parts of the world, many immigrants are trying their best to immigrate to America to receive what? Better healthcare. Okay, so immigrants are immigrating to America to receive better healthcare. Okay, so now because of this phenomenon, American physicians and nurses are seeing a wide range of different cultures, right? Now they're leading into the problems. They're going to give you solutions for these. This includes patients that American healthcare workers may not be able to properly communicate with. So, problem number one, different cultures, different communication issues, right? Due to their language barriers. Okay, and now they're giving you some clues on how to deal with this. This is a solution. Cultural humility is important in healthcare. They're not just throwing that out there randomly. They're going to get deeper into that. Everyone is entitled. Now, this is your job as a healthcare provider to know this. Everyone is entitled to the best healthcare, no matter which cultural ethnicity background they are from. That is your penance. That's what, as a healthcare worker, you have to. That's what you have to achieve, right? That is the goal. Again, they're just telling you the same thing. The importance, the main topic of this is providing the best healthcare possible under these conditions to immigrants, and there's going to be some problems, and explain to you what to focus on, right? All right, so everyone is entitled to the best care, no matter which cultural or ethnicity background they are from. Okay, now they're going to repeat the importance of that. It is important to learn about the different cultures and beliefs of immigrants coming to America so that one can provide what? The most valuable care to patients while acquiring a rapport with each patient as well. So now they repeated the previous ideas. You have to provide the best health care to immigrants coming to the country. And then they add something. They say, while acquiring a rapport. So that's another clue as to how you provide the best health care. They're giving you clues here. right? Okay, rapport with each patient. And now they go into saying, and this is not random, this last part, they get really specific. Holistic nursing involves the patient as a whole. They remind you to treat this person as a human being, the mind, body, and spirit, right? That you have to address all three parts of a human being, all aspects of the patient, okay? When a patient is seen as just a diagnosis and the healthcare provider is task focused, now they give you a warning. If you don't see him as a whole human being, you're just getting information and grabbing their arm and taking their blood pressure and stuff, right? The patient and the rapport with the physician can really suffer. What does that mean? Right? It means if the patient doesn't trust you, you're not able to provide the best health care because they're not going to communicate with you very well. Okay? Right? It is important to treat patients holistically. It is important to treat patients holistically in order for the patient to receive the best care possible. So they're telling you, point blank, you have to treat the patients as a whole person, the mind, body, and soul, to do your job, which is to provide the best healthcare possible to these immigrants coming in. So now we got that. So what's the main idea? The main idea is to provide the best healthcare possible to immigrants that are coming in. Okay. How do we do that? We have to work. We have to think about develop a rapport with the patient to overcome those and have cultural humility to overcome those obstacles so that we can do that. Right. Right. So they told us what the main idea is and they told us how to accomplish the main idea. Now let's go on to the questions because the questions are always going to be focused on those two things, those two parameters. All right. Question number one. Question number one. Yeah. According to the company text, one of the reasons for immigration is what? Right. Now this is the first question. This is that question I told you. They're going to ask you what the main topic is without asking what the main topic is. Okay. So what's the main topic of this? To provide what? Better health care. So the answer is going to be
With
B.
physicians.
Right. The answer here is B. That is the main topic. And as you can see, the answer is B. According to the text, many immigrants immigrated to America for better overall health care. This means that the healthcare professionals should establish cultural humility in their practice in order to provide that. Okay, let's go to the next set of questions. So the next set of questions is going to be regarding, hold on, let me see if I can get to it. How do you do that? How do you provide the best healthcare possible? So remember, I said it's always questions about how do you achieve that goal. So, according to the accompanying text, it is important to establish what would the patient to provide in order to provide best health care to the patient. So they're asking you how are you supposed to do that, right? And they told you in the paragraph you're going to develop what rapport. They warned you if you do not develop rapport, the patient will uh, provider relationship will suffer and you will not be able to provide the best health care. Okay. So that answers the question of how, right? And let's go ahead and verify that. And then we're going to generalize this, right? Here we go. Rapport. So the text states that the healthcare provider should build a rapport with the patient in order to provide proper health care. In order to provide what? The goal, the main topic of the paragraph, which is proper health care, the best health care possible. Rapport is building a trust relation, and then it gives you a definition of rapport. Rapport is building a trusting relationship with another person. This is especially important in healthcare. Okay. All right. So, how do we generalize this so we can use this technique with all the questions in the reading section? Realizing that they're only focusing on the reading problems, they're only focusing on two parameters: the main topic of the paragraph and how to achieve the techniques on how to achieve the main topic. Right now, the thing you have to look out for is sometimes you read a paragraph and you know the topic very well, and then you say, "Well, I know how to do this and I'll do it," and you go answer the question, you get the main topic right, but then when it starts asking you questions about how to achieve it, you get them all wrong. Why is that? Because the underlying principle for these questions is to determine whether or not you can obtain or get information from a paragraph. So they only want the information they provided in the paragraph. They don't want to know any external information. If you know everything about this topic, you have to kind of put that out of your head and focus on getting the information out of the paragraph because that's what they're really testing you on, right? They're testing you to see if you can read information and get information from what you've read, not from what you know, but from what you've read. Okay. So you have to remember that when you're answering these questions. Even if you know something about the topic, put it out of your head and only give them the information that they provided for you in the paragraph. And that's it. So whenever you read a reading question, you're gonna look for the main topic. It's only gonna be one, and then you're gonna look for the main topic or goal, which is only one, and then you're gonna look for how to achieve that main topic or goal. Those are the two parameters. If you do that, focus on that as you're reading, you're gonna ace it every time. Okay. So that's it for the reading questions, guys. I hope that helped. If it did, please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.